loved us so much that in our poverty, in our hell, I will come and deliver the broken, destroyed, messed up, poor, impoverished people I'm going to save.
Young niggas ain't tough. Young niggas ain't tough.
Hey, Shalom Israel. Yahweh Bashim Yahushua Brakatah. Yahweh Shema Allah Bashim Yahushua to all the sisters, man. Listen, it's Captain 13,000, the card of a rhyme, checking in with the Israelite School of UPK under Commander Junior Hunter. Listen, man, this year's 52nd annual Passover. Hold on, I'm gonna say it one more time. This year's 52nd annual Passover under Commander Junior Hunter under the I.S.U.P.K. Couldn't do it last year. Y'all already know the Lord had his foot on our oppressor's neck.
Here in New York City, there are roughly 1,000 cases a day. Those are numbers they haven't seen since May.
Can't do it in New York this year because the Lord still got his foot on our oppressor's neck.
New York, the center of the outbreak this spring, is now teetering on another deadly explosion of the virus.
But listen to me good. This year, 52nd annual Passover, April 24th, 2021. You understand? It's gonna be in H-Town, baby.
It's gonna be at the B&H Ranch, 14149 Players Street, Houston, Texas.
Y'all know what we do. Y'all know what we came to do. Huh?
2021 I.S.U.P.K. 52nd annual Passover. All the generals gonna be there. All the heavy hitters gonna be there. The daughters of Zion gonna step out with their beautiful long dresses, you understand? Strong on deck. That One West style music on deck. 52nd annual Passover.
B&H Ranch, 14149 Players Street, Houston, Texas.
Get with it to get lost, man.
Got it out the mud, straight up out the base. The world done made me crazy. The world done turned crazy. You dealing with the men of war. We at war. I'm siding with the Lord, of course. On one accord. We ain't never stopping now. You running now. All my niggas go to ground. We go.
Shalom. Yahweh Bashim Yahushua Brakatah. Yahweh Shema Ladon Bashim Yahushua to the sisters. I'm President Captain TITHES with the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, telling you to come out to the 52nd annual Passover under Commander General YAHANNA. Yeah, man, it's going to be at the ranch, man, the BH Ranch. And it's going to be a glorious event. April 24th, come out, come to Houston, Texas, where we're going to serve the Lord the way he's supposed to be served. You understand? We're going to celebrate the destruction of our enemy in the BH Ranch, and it's going to be a glorious event. Make sure you come out, man. It's going to be a $200 fee to get in, but let me tell you something. You're going to enjoy yourself. This is going to be the best event you've ever been to in your life. So I'm going to tell you, man, 14149 Players Street, come out, man, and enjoy the brotherhood and sisterhood under Christ. With that, shalom.
Snap for you.
All right, let's start. Shalom, DC, with Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander General YAHANNA. Since 1969, we've been teaching the truth of the Bible, and the truth is that the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are the true Jews according to the Bible, and that our oppressor is the devil that the Bible speaks of. Tonight, we're going to get into something, something that is going around that, you know, a lot of times a lot of these other fake Israelite camps go on and say, you know, UPK ain't the only one with the truth. There's now there's other brothers with the truth and whatnot. We're gonna see what the scripture says. We're gonna see what the Bible says. We've been saying it, you know, since 1969, but we've been saying it only because the scripture says it. You know what I'm saying? The Most High deals with one prophet at a time. You know what I'm saying? Just like he dealt with he was first dealing with King Saul until King Saul proved he wasn't worthy, and then he started dealing with King David. You know what I'm saying? And even before that, And even before that, he was dealing with the prophet Samuel. You know what I'm saying? And the reason why we got King Saul is because we wanted what the other nations had. We saw what the other nations had. We envied them when we should have. You know what I'm saying? We shouldn't have envied them. We saw something, a flaw that was in Samuel's. It wasn't Samuel. He was a prophet at the time. It wasn't him. It was his sons. Normally, just like monarchy goes on, you know, you have the king, and then you have the prince, his son. Son used to take over once he dies and whatnot. And that's how it went. A lot of times when we have the prophet and we have priests, there's a whole, you know, tribe of priests. And the tribes of priests, their sons, that was their jobs. All they did was serve in the priesthood. That's all they did. So from the time they were able to uphold the duties, they were learning how to become priests of the Most High. It's no different with Samuel and his sons. Unfortunately, his sons wasn't as didn't have the fervor the way Samuel had. They were corrupt. You know, they were doing some foul stuff. You go back in the scripture and you can read exactly what they were doing, but the people knew that when Samuel was gone, they were going to have, you know, a prophet who was true to his word when Samuel was gone. So they wanted to establish a king, and that's how, you know, we got kings from that point on, because, you know, we know we're Israel, we're stiff in that. We are hard headed, and it takes us a long time to learn a lesson. You know what I'm saying? And the Most High allowed us to have a king. And even though he warned us how this king was going to be, we was like, you know, we still want him. And he gave us everything we asked for. And Saul proved at the time where he was not really for the Most High, because he disobeyed, you know, he disobeyed the Most High's orders. What I'm getting into is how in the world can I say, or how in the world can UPK say, we're the only ones with the truth? We're going to get into it. Let's get it. First of all, before I start in, do we have any questions online? Do we have any questions in the room? Any questions at all?
There's one question online.
What's up?
It says, why do American blacks receive more hate from heathens more than the other tribes? So pretty much why Negroes hated more than the other tribes of Israel in America?
Well, just to show you, we're not necessarily hated more than any other tribe. We're hated just as equal as every other tribe.
Right.
You want to say how we? Hold on, let me get that. Give me Genesis 49. Give me Genesis 49. So, you say, you know, the so-called Negro is hated in America. I understand what you're saying, but we're not the most hated. I would dare venture to say, you know, we're hated just as much as every other tribe. How would you feel if you were at home chilling? You know what I'm saying? You see somebody, a neighbor moving in next door. You come in and invite them in, right? And you tell them about the neighborhood. You tell them how things are going to be and whatnot, right? You got a big old house. You invite your neighbor in. You see they're suffering over there. They just moved from God knows where. right? You invite them in, you teach them things, a few things on how to, where the grocery store, where the supermarket is, where to send your kids to school, all the necessary necessities to get by in this particular area. A few months later, after they learned all they knew how to survive, they come and kick your door in. You know what I'm saying? Kill you, rape your woman, and teach your kids that your father was wicked and he deserved to die, and that neighbor is a new father. And then put you in one room in the basement with no windows and tell you better not come out unless I tell you so. That's exactly how the Native Americans are being treated. This is their house. This is their home. You know what I'm saying? This is their land. And they're reserved to a concentration camp where they cannot, dare venture off. And if they do venture off, there's going to be some consequences and repercussions. You know what I'm saying? I see what's happening. Everybody sees what's happening, what's going on in the world with so-called blacks right now. You know what I'm saying? But it's no different than our Hispanic babies being in cages right now. Their home has been so abruptly, their economy has been so bad that gangs started taking over, roaming the streets, kicking in people's doors and killing people. So they, in an effort to escape that, they try and come here. And once they actually come here, because it's supposed to be the land of opportunity, right? You're supposed to have some sort of opportunity, what was it, the pursuit of happiness? You know what I'm saying? That's what it's supposed to be. But when you get here, they lock up your kids and then send you back. That's what's happening to this so-called Hispanics right now. They're fleeing oppression from the country that they're living in because of what this country has been doing to that country. You know what I'm saying? And then once they actually get here, their kids are taken away from them. God knows what's going on with these kids in the border right now, if they're even still at the border. They're losing. How can you lose kids that are locked in cages? You know what I'm saying? No one knows nothing. Nobody knows nothing. No one sees nothing. So just to answer your question, I understand what you're saying, but so-called blacks are not, the most hated and getting treated, because, the so-called Native Americans have been treated like this for centuries. You know what I'm saying? And they've been getting it, getting the brunt of it before we even were brought over here. Do you know that the federal government controls certain legal aspects of reservations? If you rape someone in the U.S. outside the reservation, you can get, depending on type of rape, you can get from a few months, up to, life. That can happen. You know what I'm saying? Then even if you do get a few months, you're registered as a sex offender, and you have to, you can't travel anywhere in the country or in the world without first reporting to them, hey, you can't, I'm a registered sex offender and I have to report. You can't go to within a certain number of yards of a school, of a playground, certain things where kids are, you can't do that. You know what I'm saying? However, the federal government mandates that if a rape happens on a reservation, the maximum you can get is 2 years. That is the absolute maximum you can get. You can be a serial rapist, rape 30 women or men or kids or whatever, and the most you can get is 2 years. Wow. That's oppression. When Native American women go missing and whatnot, there's no cry out, because the Native Americans, I know people have seen the people who have the red hand on their face, the red paint on their face. Mm-hmm. Anybody seen that picture? Mm-hmm. That's for speaking out against the women that are being disappearing from the reservations. That's what it's about. The Native Americans are screaming about it, but no one wants to hear it. You know what I'm saying? No one wants to hear their oppression. No one wants to hear 86%, unemployment rate. How much unemployment rate? Does anybody know the unemployment rate of the Great Depression?
No.
The Great Depression affected the world. You know what I'm saying? Affected the world's economy, and that was 25%. 25% of people lost their job in America, and people were jumping out of skyscrapers. And people were jumping off of bridges. You know what I'm saying? The Native American reservation all over America and Canada is 86% unemployment. But somehow, drugs are being pushed into the reservations. Alcohol is being real cheap in there. Why? Because you drug them and you make them alcoholics. They're submissive. They have no fight. They don't want to get up out of their oppression. They don't want to demand that they be treated like damn human beings. So a lot of this stuff is pushed onto our people, and we don't even know about it. A lot of times we don't even know about it. But the brothers in the UPK know about it, and we're going to bring that out every chance we get. You had a question, brother?
Yes, sir. It was about the 2-year maximum penalty that they get. Is that for the actual natives or outsiders?
No, it's for anybody who committed a rape on a reservation. And that's why a lot of Esau goes to the reservation and commits these crimes. Because if they do get caught, because a lot of times once they go on the reservation and commit these crimes, they can just leave. The people, the authority, police on the reservation has no jurisdiction off the reservation. They can only investigate on the reservation, and that's what the federal government mandated. So they commit these crimes on the reservation and get the hell out of town, and they just go. And that's their hunting. It's like, I hate to use this terminology, but it's like shooting fish in a barrel. And the federal government has our people in this goddamn barrel without any protection.
Right.
But little do our people know, as soon as we turn back to these law, statutes, and commandments, the Most High is all the protection that we need. We're gonna see exactly what kind of protection that really is. We're gonna see what kind of protection that really is. You had Genesis 49, right?
God, I don't want God.
Let me get there with you. Hold on. I want to see a little something about. Okay, read. Give me verse 9. Give me verse 8.
Genesis chapter 49, verse 8. Judah, thou art he whom thy brethren shall praise.
So it's saying Judah is saying, all the brothers, the other 11 tribes is going to praise Judah. You know what I'm saying? Brock, if you could give me some water, Sean. Keep going.
Thy hand shall be in the neck of thine enemies.
And what?
Thy hand shall be in the neck of thine enemies.
The reason why it seems like the tribe of Judah, the so-called Judites, so-called Negroes in America are being more oppressed than anything else, is because we're living right here, just like all of our other brothers and sisters in these other countries. We're living with our oppressor. You know what I'm saying? They just, it's like let's just go off that that notion. If a woman is raped and then she has to still live in the same house with their oppressor, with her rapist, that's gonna cause a whole lot of trauma. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna cause a whole lot of negativity. It's gonna cause a whole lot of destruction, not to the rapist, but to the rape victim. And right now it's saying our hands are gonna be at our. Let's read that part one more time.
Thy hand shall be in the neck of thine enemies.
It's because we're gonna be living hand in hand with them. You know what I'm saying? They say, if you don't like it here, go back to where you came from. Well, we ain't come. here on our own. You know what I'm saying? This wasn't our desire to come here. All these African immigrants, is their desire to come here. Tell them to go back if they don't like it. For us, where are we gonna go? You know what I'm saying? We're stuck with our oppressor. We're stuck. There's no place that we can go. A lot of times, a lot of our brothers have never been out the hood, been out of a radius. You know what I'm saying? Let alone the state. And unfortunately, the ones that have been out the state is because they've been locked up and they've been, sent to another state, correctional facility. We don't even like going to different neighborhoods. Really? You know what I'm saying? How many brothers got passports? How many brothers have seen a different coast from whatever coast they're on? You know what I'm saying? It's not a lot. We're stuck, unfortunately, and because the our oppressor right now is the ruler of the world. All eyes is on him, and as much as he oppresses us, the world sees that. So it just seems like, we're getting it the worst. It just seems like, but really we're not. I just told you about, our Native American brothers and sisters. You know what I'm saying? I just told you about, the so-called Latinos that are coming up because they're oppressed. They're going through the same hell as we're going through. Just like the Benjamites and the Levites, they're going through the same hell. There's no difference. It's just all eyes are on Babylon the Great, and everything Babylon the Great is doing, the world sees. So if Babylon the Great was in, goddamn El Salvador, we would see all the oppression going on in El Salvador. You know what I'm saying? But the eyes aren't over there. The eyes are right here. And that's why it seems like, everybody hates the so-called black man so much. But really, the world hates so-called Hispanics. The world hates so-called Native Americans.
Right.
Hates all of us because we're the 12 tribes.
Right.
That's why. You got any more on that?
Yeah. Thy father's children shall bow down before thee.
Thy father's children shall bow down before thee. And the reason why it's saying that is because the king of Israel is from the tribe of Judah. That's really what that reference is for. Is it has nothing to do with Judah being the top tribe, because there is no top tribe. There's a top man. That top man is Christ. That's it. Judah is not above Levi or Benjamin. Or Issachar is not above, Zebulon, because right now that's a lot of what's going on. A lot of brothers from, Guatemala and Honduras are coming up through Mexico trying to get to the U.S. And Issachar is unfortunately, Issachar is treating those brothers like we're treating Issachar. You know what I'm saying? We're saying, the Mexicans are this. I'm not, when I say we're saying, I'm talking about so-called black people as a whole, not the brothers in the UPK, because the brothers in the UPK know exactly who we are and who our brothers and sisters are. We don't deal with that crap, that nonsense. So there is no head tribe, there is no top tribe, there's no tribe that is above another tribe. Nothing like that. It's never been like that, and it never will be like that. There is a top man, and that top man just happens to be from Judah. That's it. And that top man is Christ, Yahushua in the Hebrew. That's it. You had a question, brother?
Yes, sir. Just talking about the hate. I saw on Facebook like the other day, the volcano exploded in St. Vincent.
Mm-hmm.
The people in power there, they were saying that only the people who got the COVID-19 vaccination can escape the volcano. Most of those people are Edomites, and the Benjamites, a lot of them didn't get the vaccination, so they're stuck on an exploding island.
That's what it is.
Are they getting less oppression than the so-called Negroes here? Is a goddamn volcano exploding, and they won't let them leave.
God.
You know what I'm saying? It's like you stuck on a train track, trying to get out the car, and only people who got the vaccine can get out the car, and you're not allowed to get the vaccine in the first place. Only those guys, our oppressors, were allowed to get it, and it was what was so sinister is that even though we're up here, and a lot of brothers have so much mistrust in the medical system that we don't, trust the medical system. We think something's funny going on with that medicine that they're supposed to give us. So we push it away altogether. Same thing was going on down there. They were pushing it away altogether because they believed that something was wrong with it. Unfortunately, a lot of them brothers and sisters wish they can go back and now, well, we would have got the vaccine, we could have been out of here. We wouldn't have to be, the next Pompeii. You know what I'm saying? But hey, we're oppressed altogether. And that has nothing to do with being from the tribe of Judah or being from the tribe of Benjamin. We're all oppressed. We're all going to be oppressed, all together until Christ comes back.
Right.
Is there anything else? Anybody else have anything else? All right, so we're going to get into number 6. Give me number 16, and we're going to explain why Christ only deals with right now the UPK, and why the truth is only with the UPK.
Right.
If you don't believe me, you can just read the scriptures. Because a lot of stuff, what we're going to read is happening right now. And this is our history. This actually happened with us. And unfortunately, we're so hard-headed. We're going to have to learn once again the hard way. Most High is going to have to actually show all these other fake camps who he's with,
right,
and who the truth is with. Read that, brother. Do we have anything else on the Facebook?
No.
All right, go ahead, bro.
Whoever got verse 1.
Yeah, verse 9. Start at verse 1.
Numbers chapter 16, verse 1. Now Korah, the son of Izhar, the son of Kohath, the son of Levi, and Dathan, and Abiram, the sons of Eliab, and on the son of Peleth, sons of Reuben, took men. Verse 2. And they rose up before Moses with certain of the children of Israel.
Keep going.
Verse 41. But on the morrow of all.
Hold on. You skipped the page.
I'm stuck together. Sorry, man. 250 princes of the assembly.
It's like one more time. Read it from the top of 2.
Numbers chapter 16, verse 2. And they rose up before Moses with certain of the children of Israel, 250 princes of the assembly, famous in the congregation, men of renown.
All right, so just to give you a little background of what's going on. We're in Numbers. The Most High has us wandering in the wilderness. We just got up out of Israel, and we're about to go into the land of that's flowing with milk and honey. Read before, a little bit before that, it shows you how we sent out spies and everything, to actually scout the land, to see who's in there and see how hard it is to actually take the land and whatnot. Right now, we got a couple of brothers who was renowned, just like I said, renowned in the congregation. A lot of people looked up to these men. A lot of people liked these men. These men were popular, and they came up against Moses. They wanted to be the ones to lead. This is where we are right now. So we're about to go into the land flowing with milk and honey that the Most High said, is going to possess and take possession. The whole time we was in the wilderness, we came up against Moses time and time again. Just like, the way fake Israelite groups were coming up against Commander General YAHANNA. Same way. So, keep going.
Verse 3, and they gathered themselves together against Moses and against Aaron, and said unto them, Ye take too much upon you.
So he's saying what? Say that part again.
Ye take too much upon you, seeing all the congregation are holy.
What does that mean? You take too much upon you, seeing all the congregation is holy.
Why you got so much power?
Yeah, exactly. What else?
Basically that we all the same. We all supposed to be holy. So why you got so much power?
Yeah, exactly. He's saying you have why are you in charge when we're all Israel? We're all princes of the power. We're all separate, separate from those people, from those nations. Why are you the only one with the power? Why we gotta listen to you? Keep going.
Every one of them, and the Lord is among them.
So, and he's saying the Lord is among us, just like the Lord is among you, with you. Why we gotta listen to you? They like us better than they like you. Keep going.
Wherefore, then lift ye up yourselves above the congregation of the Lord.
So, see, this is probably the biggest flaw right here. Read that last part again.
Wherefore, then lift ye up yourselves above the congregation of the Lord.
Why is that a flaw?
I don't really understand the question. You say why is with them saying that a flaw?
Yeah, where is the flaw in that
so like them saying that to Moses?
Yeah.
Because the Most High appointed Moses.
Exactly. Right. He didn't lift himself up. Commander General YAHANNA didn't make himself Commander General YAHANNA.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You look at some of these fake Israelite camps. What are they? You shouldn't know. You shouldn't know. But what are some of their names of their leaders? Good. You shouldn't know. But they call themselves, chief priest or bishop. You know what I'm saying? Or chief high priest or general. Who gave them these titles? They gave themselves these titles.
Right.
The difference is Commander General YAHANNA didn't give himself the title of Commanding General, 13 Shield Commander General YAHANNA. Right. Someone gave that to him. Right. Just like the Most High gave the nation of Israel to Moses so that he can lead, the nation of Israel. Commander General YAHANNA didn't give himself that title. And brothers were asking him, why don't you promote yourself? Because I heard Commander General YAHANNA say it out of his mouth, because he got at least one more rank to raise himself up to, and that's the head priest. Because before the split, there were 7 heads. He could promote himself to one of the heads, but he says he doesn't want to because he was given a rank. He's not going to give himself another rank. The Most High appointed Moses, just like the Most High appointed Commander General YAHANNA.
Damn right.
All the rank that we have in here, we didn't give ourselves that rank. It was appointed to us. It was given to us, and just like it was given to us, it can be taken away. You don't believe me? Ask Saul. What happened with Saul? Anybody? What happened with Saul?
He lost his kingdom.
He lost his kingdom. Most High was not with him. The kingdom was ripped from his grip. Just because the Most High gave it to you, you got to constantly prove that you deserve that. Just like Commander General YAHANNA didn't give himself rank, Moses didn't give himself this rank. So that's the flaw in what this brother was saying. He didn't promote himself above, all this other niggas. And that's what a lot of these fake camps say. It's like, who made you, the man over Israel? Well, the 7 heads made him the man. You know what I'm saying? The Most High gave the seven heads knowledge and authority to promote Commander General YAHANNA. And that's exactly what they did. And Commander General YAHANNA has been rocking and rolling ever since. He's never turned his back on his brothers. You can anybody who's coming up against Commander General YAHANNA is always something vain and not real. A perceived slight that they never went to him about. They always talking all this crap to everybody else, except going straight to the point, going straight to the man. And if they would actually did that, a lot of this stuff would be squashed. They wouldn't do that. Let's keep going. You got anything?
Oh, well, if I could piggyback what you were saying, it's so heavy, is because it's truly just so dynamic, because like a situation as such with all of these groups and like this, it brings on how serious the scriptures are. If you got to opt with a brother, what case it is, to go, handle that with that brother and that brother alone, because of situations now. You got some groups and platforms that have grown so big, leading astray, you know what I'm saying, brothers and sisters that are actually seeking the truth or whatever, whatever it may be, all derived from you just simply not going to get understanding from the art that you have with a brother. All of this separation and all these people that's in these groups are asking a question. In the I.S.U.P.K, we aren't asking that question. In every other Israelite group, in every Christian church, everybody's asking, why can't we all just unify? Why can't we all just unify? It's because your leader didn't want you to unify to the truth.
Yeah, that's exactly right. You really don't want to unify. There's only going to be one body, and besides, not everybody can handle this truth.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Not everybody can carry the sword and bring it back wet.
Right.
This truth is not for everybody.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Even when Christ walked the earth, there was people that was going against him.
Right.
And they seen what he was doing. They seen people who was blind from birth, see, who was lame from birth, walk, who had leprosy and was healed just like that. They seen this. And yet they were still going against him.
Right.
So it's only natural for our people, to see us and say, we ain't the only ones with truth. We can do that. When this has happened before, and it's happening right now. Unfortunately, if they don't control their demons and come back to the UPK, what's going to happen to Korah and his men? Unfortunately, going to happen to these fake Israelite camps. You don't know what's going to happen to these men until we keep reading. So keep reading.
Numbers chapter 16, verse 4. And when Moses heard it, he fell upon his face.
So he heard this and he's like, yo, come on, man. Why did he fall upon his face? Anybody?
Their brotherhood to beg the Most High for what they're doing.
Exactly. He knows how the Most High is. He gonna kill these men. Most High, not Moses. And Moses falls to his face so he can, beg and plead their case. And that's exactly what Commander General YAHANNA does.
Right.
If y'all have ever actually seen, I've never heard him say a bad word about the brother that just passed away from COVID. Never heard him say a bad word about that brother.
Right.
Even though he left Commander General YAHANNA and slandered him to the utmost, I've never heard Commander General YAHANNA say a bad word about him. And that's the example that we need to take. And that's the example he's setting for the whole nation. You know what I'm saying? I hope them brothers that were in that school, fight them demons and come back.
Right.
Come back to the truth. I've never heard him say anything about the brother Tahar GMS. Never really heard him say anything bad about it. Is GMS still around? I don't even know if GMS is still around. I don't know.
Forget about it.
But I've never heard him say. But he said that brother, Tahar said a lot of ill things about Commander General YAHANNA. Commander General YAHANNA did what Moses is doing. He fell to his face and pleaded for the Lord to, spare them. You had something, brother?
Yeah, Shalom. Yeah, I've heard on numerous occasions, if it wasn't Captain Tizayah or Commander General YAHANNA himself, say that he's asked everybody numerous times to come back into one, and they just don't want to come back and get under anybody because
since 2013 he's given that decree out.
And if I may, I don't really feel either that he should have to get under anyone business. I've heard all along that all the camps originally come from One West. If they're a spinoff from a spinoff, that first initial spinoff, that guy came from One West.
All of them, all their teachers, all their leaders came from here, came from UPK. They had some demons they couldn't fight off, so they left. Right. That's the truth of the matter. I pray that all those brothers that did leave fight those demons and come back into the truth before it's too late. Before it's too late, yeah. You got something?
Yeah, Khan, if I may too, it's like as well, like in the world, like a broken up relationship or something, right? Somebody that feels like got their heart broken or, and they couldn't fix the issue. And you move on without receiving that right proper counsel. And you bring those demons onto another brother, onto another sister, whatever the case may be. It's the same scenario when it comes down to these brothers that decided to leave because their feelings was hurt, or because that they felt that they should have been raised up, or they felt that they spoke better or knew more scriptures, or whatever the hell it is that they left for. It's like a woman, and I use woman for instance because of the femininity in it, to leave and lose commitment and then take that on to go lead on some people, let alone a person, but people. You bringing those same things that you never got counsel for to fix either. Yeah. And then you put yourself in a leadership position. That's why your body has sisters that's turning up dead and all of these things that's going on, these wicked things that's going on. You never even got counsel on how to even be a leader. You left when you were getting the teachings.
A lot of times, just being a leader, I've learned this, being a leader is, I'm not going to say it's not always cracked up to be. Being a leader is hard. You know what I'm saying? It is not an easy job. Especially being a leader and trying to build a people that has been so destroyed for so long. You know what I'm saying? To try and destroy someone's work that they put their entire life into because of some demons that you can't fight off. Listen, just follow orders. That's it. Just follow orders. If you think you got some orders, someone said something came in your brain and said, you should be the leader, go and get counsel. 9 times, 10 times out of 10 is going to be like, shut your mouth. That's a demon. Right. You want to be a leader, get another rib. Leave that house, or properly leave the house that you already have. You know what I'm saying? Get another dog. That's probably what you should do. You shouldn't be leading, men, especially the Most High's men, because the punishment for not desertion, what's the word for treachery, is very severe, very severe. Let's keep reading.
Numbers chapter 16, verse 5. And he spake unto Korah and unto his company, saying, even tomorrow the Lord will shew who are his and who is holy.
What does that mean? Tomorrow he's going to show who is his and who is holy. What does that mean? You got it?
The Lord will let it be known to the world who his people actually are.
Exactly. What the word holy means is separate. So just to let you know, tomorrow the Most High is going to show it. Keep going.
And will cause him to come near unto him, even him whom he hath chosen, will he cause to come near unto him.
All right.
Verse 6, this do, take your censers, Korah, and all his company.
Well, hold on. What's a censer? Right, real quick. Anybody know what a censer is? Time's sake, we wanted something like this. A censer. Something that burns and burns incense. One of these are censers. This is a censer. Right. Just to let you know. Keep going.
Verse 7, and put fire therein.
And put fire therein, just like this. Put fire therein.
and put incense in them before the Lord tomorrow.
Just like I'm doing right now, putting incense in there for the Lord tomorrow. Keep going.
And it shall be that the man whom the Lord doth chose, he shall be holy.
So the Most High is going to choose who should be the leader of Israel, and there's something spiritual about that. He's saying that, first of all, Korah is saying you shouldn't be, the leader of Israel. We should be, and Moses is saying let the Most High choose. That's how we should do any and everything in life. If we're going to do anything, we should let the Most High decide what we're going to do. Question: how do we let the Most High decide what we're going to do, or what we should do? Anybody?
So you answer that question again.
What's that?
Can you ask the question one more time?
How do we, just like Moses, he's saying let the Most High choose our ways. How do we today let the Most High choose our ways in our decision making?
I follow the law, statutes, and commandments.
Yeah, but that's not what I want.
Cool.
I was gonna say somewhat the same. It's a lot. Move righteously.
How? All right, let's break it down into terms that we can understand right now. You put in, applications for 30 jobs, right? Because you hate to be a slave and you want a better slave, right? You get offers for 2 specific, slaves. How do you know the Most High wants you to choose one slave versus another? How would you know? Anybody? This question's open to anybody.
If it's going against the law, statutes, and commandments.
Both of them are going, well, we're in captivity, so it's going to go against the law, statutes, and commandments. In one way or another. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. One of them works best for you.
How? How would you know that?
Convenience back and forth to the job, how much you're getting paid, how it makes you, what you can do for the job and what the job can do for you.
Not necessarily. Anybody? Get counsel. Straight up get counsel. I had a job opportunity. I thought it was a real good. Opportunity. I talked to Captain Shop. He let me know how much of a bad idea that was. You know what I'm saying? He let me know just how much of a bad idea that was. And I just had to shed. That was the old man because it was convenient. It was more money, and I had a lot more freedom. But it was hurting the nation of Israel. So Captain Shop just pointed out, he listened to everything I said. He didn't say a word until I was finished, and then he just let me know how stupid I was. Real brotherly. And he didn't have to do it brotherly. You know what I'm saying? So just the way Moses is saying, we should let the Most High choose. Today, that's how we let the Most High choose. We go to the men above us, and we get counsel on a decision. That's how we should do it for everything. Until we can actually learn to crawl, we need to depend on someone else. Before we can learn to walk, we need to depend on someone else. Before we can run, we need to depend on someone else. You know what I'm saying? Over time, we're going to get to learn how the Most High operates truly, and we can make those decisions, on our own. But until then, we need to get counsel. Keep going. Everybody understood that.
Yeah.
Okay. Keep reading.
Ye take too much upon you, ye sons of Levi. Verse 8. And Moses said unto Korah, hear, I pray you, ye sons of Levi. Verse 9. Simmeth it.
Hold on. Wait, read 7 again.
Number 16. And verse 7. And put fire therein, and put incense in them before the Lord tomorrow. And it shall be that the man whom the Lord doth chose, he shall be holy. Ye take too much upon you, ye sons of Levi.
So he's giving them a warning, man. Yo, you doing too much. You're doing too much. Most High is going to choose. He's basically saying, I pray, it's not going to be a fatal choice, but the Most High is going to choose. Keep going. You're doing too much.
Verse 8, and Moses said unto Korah, hear I pray you, ye sons of Levi. Verse 9, seemeth it but a small thing unto you, that God of Israel hath separated you from the congregation of Israel, to bring you near to himself, to do the service of the tabernacle of the Lord, and to stand before the congregation to minister unto them.
So he's saying, yo, you think it's a small thing to be basically the voice of the Most High. You know what I'm saying? To lead the children of Israel, to guide, to give them counsel. Because that's what the Levites are supposed to do. They're the priests at that time. Right now, any tribe can be a priest. But at this time, any tribe can be a priest. At that time, it was only the sons of Levi. And he's saying, you're taking this as a light thing. Not everybody can actually do the job. It goes in the scripture that the priests had to wear bells and have a rope tied around them. You know what I'm saying? Had to wear bells and have. Do you know why? Anybody know why? The reason being, you want to take a stab at it?
Is it because they had to be, their position had to be known everywhere? They can't have like any privacy.
Slightly, not really. In the tabernacle, there was a certain room in the tabernacle called the Holy of Holies. Only the priest can go back there. They had to wear the bells and have a rope tied to them, because if they screwed up one little thing, the Most High would kill them right then and there. No one can go in there but the priest. If the bell stopped ringing, the people outside knew that that the Most High killed them. They couldn't go in there, so they had to use a rope to pull them out. Oh, that's how the Most High operates. You screw up, I'm killing you right on the spot. If we actually understood this and uphold it and live by it, we'll be the most righteous people on the face of the earth. But we're so destroyed with Christianity that we think that the Most High is some Santa Claus dude. You know, if we disobey him, he's just gonna leave a lump of coal on our stockings. Nah, he'll kill you like that, and then he'll kill your family. He'll destroy your line over something that you did. This is how the Most High is. So Moses is saying, it's not a small thing that you're, priest of the Most High. That's a very big honor and a very big deal. Keep going.
Number 16, verse 10. And he hath brought thee near to him, and all thy brethren, the sons of Levi, with thee, and seek ye the priesthood also.
So he's saying, yo, man, you are the ones that are communing with the Most High. Not everybody gets to do that. You know what I'm saying? Just imagine if you have, some FaceTime with the captains and the generals, and you take that for granted. You know what I'm saying? You know how much knowledge and wisdom and power is in, all these men. I don't think you real. I remember first time I was with one of the generals. I just shut the hell up and just did work constantly. I just shut up and just absorbed everything that I could around me. You know what I'm saying? I didn't take that privilege lightly. Didn't take that privilege. These men are taking this privilege lightly. They are actually the conduit, so to speak, between the Most High and the children of Israel. They're just taking it lightly. Keep going.
Verse 11, for which cause both thou and all thy company and gathered together against the Lord. And what is Aaron? That ye murmur against him.
So he's basically saying, because of that, you guys are because you're taking this for granted, you're coming up against, the Most High. And the Most High chose Moses. You go against Moses, you're going against the Most High. He's basically saying, if it's a precept, if you're not for the Most High, you're against him. And then he's like, what you talking about Aaron for? What should be for Aaron? Aaron ain't do nothing. It was just that they wanted anything resembling that's close to Moses, they wanted out the way so that they could take over. Keep going. Remember, they tried to kill him before. Remember that. They tried to kill him before. They tried to stone him. The Most High had to step in. And it was a bad day for those people, for those guys who tried to stone, Moses. And even still then, after he was about to be stoned, Moses put himself on the line for them. That's brotherhood. This is what Commander General Yohanna does every day. Even though we may not see it, that's what Commander General Yohanna does.
Damn right.
Keep going.
Verse 12, and Moses sent to Dathan and Abiram, the sons of Elad, which said, we will not come up. Verse 13, is it a small thing that thou hast brought us up out of a land that floweth with milk and honey, to kill us in the wilderness, except thou make thyself altogether a prince over us?
So again, it's all about power. Everybody wants to be the man. Everybody wants to be the man. And this is not what Moses was doing. He's doing exactly what the Most High commanded him to do, was to lead the nation of Israel into Israel, the land that he promised his forefathers. And that's exactly what he was doing. But these brothers, all you want to do is take us out and kill us. You want to take the men out here to kill us so that you can be in charge. You can squash all the opposition. That's what they're saying. Keep going.
Verse 14, moreover, thou hast not brought us into a land that floweth with milk and honey, or given us inheritance of fields and vineyards.
Hold on. These are the priests, the Levitical priests. What are their what's their heritage? What is their inheritance, I should say? Anybody know?
Since they didn't have land, it was tithes.
Exactly. So what the hell are they talking about? You didn't give us any inheritance or any lands. That's what it's all about. They wanted power, they wanted money, they wanted lands, they wanted titles. It had nothing to do with actually being men of God and leading the children of Israel into the kingdom. Had everything to do with material gain and titles. This is what this is all about. And if you look at all these other fake groups, that's all they want. Double ties. You know what I'm saying? That's all they want. Big names and how many people is following them. Get their numbers up on YouTube. That's all they want. Has nothing to do with actually leading the children of Israel, getting our people off of crack, getting our people off the stripper pole, getting our women outside of the out of the abortion clinics. You know what I'm saying? Has everything to do with asking what is it, Bible service girls? Are you saying? Had everything to do with that. Let's keep going. Let's keep going.
Wilt thou put out thy eyes of these women, of these men? We will not come up.
So they're saying you trying to kill us. That's what they're basically saying. So that you can only be the man in Israel and you can squash out all the competition. Keep going.
Verse 15, and Moses was very wroth and said unto the Lord, respect not thou their offering.
So he's like, yo, don't pay heed, don't mess with them. Don't mess with these cats. They will give you an offering, don't mess with. Keep going.
I have not taken one ass from them, neither have I hurt one of them.
So he's saying they're basically slandering me. They're telling lies on me. They're bearing false witness against me. They're saying I've done all these things and they're lying. Do not respect their offering. Do not accept their offering when they offer to you. Keep going.
Verse 16, and Moses said unto Korah, be thou all the company before the Lord, thou and they and Aaron tomorrow. Verse 17, and take every man his censer and put incense in them, and bring ye before the Lord every man his censer, 250 censers. thou also, and Aaron, each of you his censer.
Right.
18. And they took every man his censer, and put fire in them, and laid incense thereon, and stood in the door of the tabernacle of the congregation with Moses and Aaron.
So these men, all these men, 250 men, including Aaron and Moses, everybody took their censers. Each one had a censer, similar to something like this or something like this, something like this. They had their own censers. They lit them and had burnt incense in them. And they went to the tabernacle in front of the congregation, in front of all the people. So everybody was looking. The tabernacle is centrally located so everybody can come and see. So right now, and they're in front of the door, and everybody is seeing what's going on. Keep going.
Verse 19. And Korah gathered all the congregation against them unto the door of the tabernacle in the congregation. And the glory of the Lord appeared unto all the congregation.
So right now, the Most High is about to, bring the judgment. I don't even want to be, in a position where the Most High even chooses me or, I don't want to be a spectacle. Either I'm going to get it or I'm not. I don't want to be put in that position. So I'm just going to follow orders. I'm just going to follow orders from the men above me. That's it. Keep going.
Verse 20. And the Lord spake unto Moses and unto Aaron, saying.
So, and that's right there. That's right there. Right there, they should have, put down the sense of like, all right, you got it. There was a scene where, it was a movie with Don Cheadle, and he was like an undercover cop in New York or whatnot, and it was Wesley Snipes. Mm-hmm. You remember that? And they had just killed Wesley Snipes, and Wesley Snipes was his man, and he caught up with 3 people. 2 of them killed Wesley Snipes' character, and as soon as he got off the elevator, as soon as he got off the elevator, he seen all 3 of them there, and he shot 2 of them, right? And the 3rd man was like, he took out his gun like, man, I ain't had no problems with you. You was always my man. He was like, yo, you got it. I see what you just did. You got it. That's exactly how, these men should have been. Why? Because as soon as the Lord came, who did they speak to? He didn't speak to Korah and his men. He spoke to Moses. Right there, it's just like, yo, I'm good. I'm good. Let me lay down the senses. I'm with Moses. Moses is the man. I ain't messing with these cats no more. I ain't messing with these figures like groups no more.
If I may, that first recognition that the Lord gave to Moses and Aaron, that should have sealed the deal right there to everybody else.
It should have. It should have. Because if the Most High was with anybody else, he would have went to them first, right? He would have talked. They were. If you go back and read when the Most High gave us the commandments, he only gave us 10 when he spoke to the nation of Israel. Anybody know why?
Because the people upset him and interrupted him while he was giving the commandments.
Anybody? The reason why the Most High only gave us 10 from his mouth was because when he was doing it, the people were scared, terrified. They thought they were going to die because the Most High was talking to us. And that's why they was like, Most High, stop, please. Go and talk to Moses and have Moses come and, tell us what you said. Because they were scared when the Most High was talking to the whole nation of Israel. And and from there, that's what the church always says is only 10 commandments. It's not. It's not. The Most High gave us 10 from his mouth, and then we stopped the Most High because we were scared. The nation of Israel thought we were going to die just because the Most High was talking. You got something?
Is that when after that he called Moses up to the mountain, he even told him, don't even bring the elders or nobody else this time?
No. That's not it. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Where are we?
Verse 21, separate yourself from among the congregation.
Hold on 1 second. Read verse 20 right quick.
And the Lord spake unto Moses and unto Aaron, saying, Verse 21, separate yourselves from among this congregation, that I may consume them in a moment.
So you hear what that's saying? He's saying, Aaron and Moses, once again, separate yourself from away from the congregation. What does that mean? What does that mean? Separate yourself away from the congregation.
Let's get away from them.
Away from who?
Everybody who came will get away from Israel.
Yeah. He's saying get away from Israel. Not just Korah and his men who had the census, the 250 men who had the census. He said get away from Israel. There's yet another time when the Most High was going to destroy the whole nation of Israel. And look what Moses did. Read.
22, and they fell upon their faces and said, O God, the God of the spirits of all flesh, shall one man sin, and wilt thou be worth with all the congregation?
And that will thou be wroth with all the congregation. Because one man sin, are you going to kill the whole entire, nation of Israel? That's what the congregation, the whole nation of Israel. It's not just, just those men. He was like, you going to kill everybody? Most High was about to kill everybody. Why? Because they came against, it wasn't just that they came against Moses. Because they came against Moses, they came against him. And he had to send a message. And Moses, being a brother, yet again, was pleading with the Most High for everybody. That's exactly what Commander YAHANNA does. That's exactly why he is the leader of the I.S.U.P.K. He is the leader of the nation of Israel. All you fake Israelite groups cannot hold a candle what Commander YAHANNA has done and what he continues to do. He's actually pleading for your case from the Lord. He's actually pleading that he gives you guys enough time to slay your demons and come back into the truth. But right now, you're in the position of Korah and his men. And the Most High is very wroth he's giving you opportunity time and time again. Heed these warnings. Anybody have something? Someone have?
Just a question. Just as the congregation means all of Israel, does the church mean the congregation? When you see it in the Bible, when it says the church?
No. I know what you're saying. But no. Because, how do I put this? Like today, when we say the church, we're not talking about a specific group of people. We're just talking about people that believe in a system. You know what I'm saying? When it's saying the congregation here, it's talking about everybody. Everybody that was out in the wilderness with us. All the nation of Israel. When we talk about the church, there were people who was in the church that belonged to the same nation but wasn't in the church. You know what I'm saying? We got cats out here whose grandmother goes to church. They're part of that church, but they're not. The rest of the family ain't. So in this instance, it's talking about the whole nation that was there. Because, like I said, the tabernacle was set up centrally located so that the whole nation of Israel can actually go and worship the Most High. Sabbath service, all these other high holy days and whatnot. It's supposed to come there. Central location. Whereas today it just takes on a different meaning.
But I mean, when you would see church in the Bible, from back at that time, would that mean the congregation? Or would that mean just only the believers, the ones who follow the Most High, that follow the laws and commandments?
Well, you would have to give me context within, because in some instances, it just means a certain group of people in that city or in that town or, in that country. But then there are certain times where it's talking about everybody in the nation of Israel. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
All right, let's keep going.
Verse 23. Verse Verse 23, and the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, verse 24, speak unto the congregation, saying, get you up from about the tabernacle of Korah, Dathan, and Abiram.
And so he's saying, all right, I'm gonna spare them, but tell anybody who's with you to get away from them and come over here. Keep going.
Verse 25, and Moses rose up and went unto Dathan and Abiram, and the elders of Israel followed him. Verse 26, he spake unto the congregation, saying, depart, I pray you, from the tents of these wicked men, and touch nothing of theirs, lest ye be consumed in all their sins.
So what is he saying there?
He's saying if you're rolling with these dudes, you're going to get it just like they about to get it.
Exactly. Don't touch nothing. Leave everything there and come over here. Be with me. Come now. Follow me. Whenever you get in order to do something, there a lot of times, if not all the time, there is a reason why you need to do it when you need to do it. Do this exactly the way I say it. Don't waste your time. Most High is about to act right now. So get the hell up and come over here and be with me. If you're not, you're going to consume just like everybody else. Keep reading.
27. So they got up from the tabernacle of Korah, Dathan, and Abiram, and on every side, and Dathan and Abiram came out and stood in the door of their tents, and their wives and their sons and their little children.
So does this sound familiar? Most High gangster. You don't. We'll see how he treats their families. We'll see how he treats their families. Keep going.
28. And Moses said, hereby ye shall know that the Lord that hath sent me to all these works, for I have not done them of mine own mind.
So just like what Commander General YAHANNA was saying, there's been other fake Israelite camps that tried to shut down our Passover. Now hasn't been more than once. Hasn't been once. Has been more than once. They tried to shut down our Passover. Commander General YAHANNA is not taking action against those parties that try to shut it down. All he has to do, what the Bible's always said for us to do, is to lean on to the Most High and have him fight our battles. He's going to show the world why the I.S.U.P.K is the only home of the truth. Why the I.S.U.P.K is the only camp that has the truth.
Right.
Because what's about to happen to these fake Israelite camps, it's going to be biblical. It's going to be biblical. I pray you, just like what Moses said, I pray you get away from those tents as soon as possible and come stand with the I.S.U.P.K. Because if any of you are with those fake camps, when the Most High acts, it's going to be trouble. It's going to be trouble. It's just like if someone's someone's got beef with some other rival gang, and they really want this dude, and he had a cookout, and they see this dude out in the open. They haven't been able to get to him for a minute, and they see this dude out in the open. They're going to spray up the whole block. Anybody who's with them is going to get it. They don't care because they want that one dude.
Right.
Difference is, they may hit 4 or 5 people in the crowd. With the Most High, he's getting everybody to stand with him. Everybody.
Right.
Because he's going to make it known you either get away from them or you suffer the consequences. He's going to make it known. I pray all you fake camps that are out there get away from those fake camps and come into the real camp where the real truth is.
Damn,
Keep going.
29. If these men die the common death of all men, or if they be visited after the visitation of all men, then the Lord hath not sent me.
So he's saying, what does that mean? Read it one more time from the top, Papa Shaw.
29. If these men die the common death of all men, or if they be visited after the visitation of all men, then the Lord have not sent me.
What does that mean?
Basically, if it don't go like I said, then I'm fake, or I'm not the truth, or I wasn't chosen.
Well, how did he say it was gonna go? Right.
So like at that time, you have to assess how brothers and sisters are dying. That's what it means by the common death of men. Priests and prophets of the Lord, it's a specific way, that the Lord seals the deal when it's time for you to get off this earth. And he's saying in that example that how you would know this is based off of how this person dies at a common death. In today's society, it would be what? STDs or some sexual transmitted disease or smoking, gang banging, drugs, abortion, all of the ways that that was common. But in this time frame as well, the common death, that's what he was saying. Like you would know, who the Lord was with.
Not necessarily. Basically, he's saying if any of these guys die of just old age, if anybody dies, that is not a supernatural way, like Neo killing the agent Anderson, whatever, that agent, that wasn't a way that people freaking died, right? So if these men die just regular, like, all right, well, he died, how he died? Oh man, my uncle died that way, last week or last year, something like that. If it's something common, then the Lord's not with me. But if just like Elijah, if a she-bear comes out and mauls 42 or 42 of them, that was the Most High. Why? Because that's not common. If you're in the desert and a shark just comes out, around and eats you, what I'm saying? That's not common. You get struck by lightning, that's not common. You know what I'm saying? If anything, if these men die from something common, then the Lord's not with me. So he's prefacing this like, listen, y'all about to see the true power of the Most High.
I don't know this, I don't know the scripture, but another priest said like when the lion killed the dude who was told not to go into the city, or what he when he told him to deliver the message, leave, don't eat, don't drink, but he went back and ate and drank. And the lion killed him. Yeah. And then he didn't kill the donkey or something like that. He sat there while everybody else went past. The lion only killed him and just stayed there and made sure nobody could get his corpse.
Exactly. That was an uncommon death. No one really, and then have the lion just stay there. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. So he's about to show the people how the Most High is going to work. Keep going.
Numbers chapter 16, verse 30. But if the Lord make a new thing, and the earth open her mouth and swallow them up with all that appertain unto them, and they go down quick into the pit, then ye shall understand that these men have provoked the Lord.
What does that mean? What does that mean that the earth is going to open up her mouth and swallow them quick? What is that in today's terminology?
A sinkhole.
That's a sinkhole. Is that uncommon for you?
Yes.
Yeah, that's uncommon. So let's see if that actually happens. Keep going.
31, and it came to pass, he had made an end of speaking all these words, that the ground clave asunder that was under them. 32, and the earth opened her mouth and swallowed them up, and their houses and all the men that appertained unto Korah, and all their goods. 33, they and all that appertained to them went down alive into the pit, and the earth closed upon them, and they perished from among the congregation.
So doesn't that sound familiar? He killed them. He killed their families, took their houses, took their pets, took their livestock. Everything that had to do with them was swallowed up in the earth. This is not the first time the Most High did something like that. Precept. When was the last time? When was another time the Most High did something like that?
I don't know the scripture, but when the I don't know his name. It started with an A, I believe. When he stole, they were told forgot what they had done, but he ended up stealing something from wherever they were at, and he hid it. And the Lord said to the leaders, he's like, I'm wroth with y'all. Somebody did something.
Yeah, exactly. Just for time's sake, that was I forget the brother's name, but it was when Joshua was in command, and there was a brother who stole the Moabitish garment and some gold, and he hid it under his tent, and they started losing the war, and the Most High told Joshua what happened, why he was doing it, and then they found the man. They gathered him, his family, his items, his clothes, his everything that belonged to him, and then they killed him, burned everything. Same thing. This is what happened, and this happened before Joshua. So it happened again. This is how the Most High operates. You go against anybody, any of his prophets. You go against any of the prophets who he ordained, and the Most High ordained Commander General YAHANNA. You go against Commander General YAHANNA, you're at risk of having your possessions, your house, your kids, your wives, your pets, your livestock, your stocks, your bonds, anything that appertains to you, and anything appertains that sided with you, you're at risk of this happening to you. And this is why we say we're the home of the truth, because the Most High chose Commander General YAHANNA to lead this troop.
That's right.
To fight this battle. Nobody else. This is what the Most High said. If you go against Commander General YAHANNA, you're going against the Most High. And just like what these men were going through, these other fake Israelite camps are at risk, at danger of. I pray that they wake up before any of this stuff happens. You look at all these other camps, and you see, the stuff that's coming out of these camps. You see it. You see all the unrighteousness, the dirt that comes out, and there is no way that you cannot hide it. There is some sort of dirt. There's some sort of and I'm not talking about just some brother or sister that's fighting trying to fight, or at least trying to fight the demon. They're actually enjoying the demon and letting the demon take control and destroy their fake camp. But none of that lives in here. You come to the UPK, you can come in with a demon, but you can't stay with the demon. You're gonna have to fight that demon. And if that demon is winning, you're gonna have to leave. You can't be here. You can't be here. You can't be in Jersey City shooting up, some Edomite, deli. You can't do that. You can't invite some Hamites to marry your sister and have her buried in some field. You can't do that. You can't have a brother who's really a sodomite and then go and have he meets rendezvous with this sodomite and then shoots that sodomite in the face. You can't do that. You can't do that in here.
Right.
You see the signs of all these other camps, how they really are. You can't have none of that in here. Why? Because this is the truth. You see I can't believe I forgot his name. Judas. You see Judas, how the way Judas treated Christ, right? He didn't have to be the one to betray him. But once he betrayed him, he was out the truth. He couldn't stay there. He couldn't come around no more. If you come in here and you do not exercise your demons, you cannot come around no more. You can't be in here. You can't be a part of this body. You had some? No? All right, keep reading. Let's keep reading.
Verse 34. And all Israel that were round about them fled and decried them. For they said, lest the earth swallow us up also. Verse 35. And there came out a fire from the Lord and consumed the 250 men that offered incense.
So look at that. Look at that. You see that? The Most High don't play. The nation of the congregation seen that and it was like, yo, I'm out. One of us running, everybody running. You know what I'm saying? They seen that and we was out. The men who were carrying the incense, the Most High consume them. Something like this, or something as small as this. A fire, a flame coming out and consuming a man, a grown man. That's nothing but the Most High. You know what I'm saying? We can't do that. We need a backpack with a flamethrower, you know, we're in Call of Duty joints. That's how we can do that. We can't do that. The Most High took something like this, lit it on fire, and consumed all 250 men. Keep going.
36, and the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, 37, speak unto Eleazar, the son of Aaron, the priest, and take them up the censers out of the burning, and scatter thou the fire yonder, for they are hollow.
So he's saying, tell that man that he can do this, because even though the fire consumed these men, they're hollow. Nothing's gonna happen to them. Take it up and spread the fire around. Keep going.
38, the censers of these sinners against their own souls, let them make them broad plates for a covering of the altar, for they offered them before the Lord. Therefore, they are hollow, and they shall be signed unto the children of Israel.
So it was like he made an example of them. They're gonna be a sign to the children of Israel. If y'all keep messing with my mans, Moses, because it's not the first time they mess with him. And every time they did that, the whole nation seen what happened to them. Your parents tell you don't touch the stove is hot, and you go back and keep touching that. You getting burned. That's your fault. You seen what's gonna happen. You touch it and your hand welts up. You can't use that hand for a week. You know what I'm saying? We some stiff-necked people. We don't. It takes us. Unfortunately, it takes us long to learn. And I pray none of this happens to these fake Israelite camps. I pray that the Most High changes his mind. Is a precept that has the Most High ever wanted to destroy somebody, destroy some people, destroy us, and change his mind.
You just said it a minute ago where they was all trying to stone Moses, and the most he prayed, he begged for.
Yeah, that's one. Give me another one. It's not the one I'm looking for though. Because he did destroy some people. He destroyed a few people before, Most High stopped. Anybody? For time's sake, it was Jonas. Jonas, when he went to, where's that place? When he went to the town where he's supposed to prophesy to them, like, turn back to the Most High or he's going to destroy you. In 3 days, the message was, turn back to the Most High or in 3 days you'll be destroyed. That was the message. And then he left. 3 days came, they turned back from their ways and followed the Most High, and he didn't destroy them. So I pray the Most High doesn't destroy these fake Israelite camps. I pray they actually realize what they're doing and come back into the truth, or this is going to happen to them. Just imagine that. A sinkhole opens up. Destroys this man's house and his family and everything pertains to him, swallows him up real quick, and then everybody that was with him had senses and fire just consumed them out of nowhere. Imagine seeing that. You gonna go against Moses? You gonna go against Commander YAHANNA? Nah, you got something, brother?
Yeah, Moses also had the censer, but he wasn't consumed. Aaron also had the censer.
Moses and Aaron both had censers and they weren't consumed.
Because the Lord acknowledged them. He chose them.
That's it. Keep going, brother.
39, and Eleazar the priest took the brazen censers wherewith they that were burnt had offered, and they were made broad plates for a covering of the altar. Verse 40, to be a memorial unto the children of Israel, that no stranger which is not of the seed of Aaron come near to offer incense before the Lord, that be not as Korah, and as his company, as the Lord said unto him by the hand of Moses. 41, but on the morrow, all the congregation of the children of Israel murmured against Moses and against Aaron, saying, ye have killed the people of the Lord.
So just like I said, We're hard at it. We're stiff at it. We don't learn very easily. You know what I'm saying? How did Moses cause the earth to swallow up a family, a house, and close up just like that? And then how did Moses light all these censers on fire and kill these men? We some stiff. After we seen that, he told everybody, if you with me, get away from them. If you with the Most High, get away from them. Because the Most High is about to kill y'all. And that's exactly what happened. They got away from him and he killed them. And they blamed Moses. Keep going.
42, and it came to pass.
Hold on. Like I said, if you in one of them fake Israelite camps, the Most High is not with you. Get away from your fake camps and come into the UPK, because something like this is going to happen. And when it does happen, they're going to blame Commander General YAHANNA. Like, hey, y'all got him killed. I'm like, yo, it was a sinkhole. How did Commander General YAHANNA, cause a sinkhole? Again, I haven't heard Commander General YAHANNA speak a bad word against these fake leaders. And then you see it, you know what I'm saying? A doggone boulder, flaming boulder can come out the sky, and they'll say, it was our fault. Nah, that's the Most High. That's the Most High. We warned you. We've been warning you since 2013 when Commander General YAHANNA told everybody to come together. Keep going, brother.
Verse 42, and it came to pass when the congregation was gathered against Moses and against Aaron, that they looked towards the tabernacle of the congregation, and behold, the cloud covered it, and the glory of the Lord appeared.
Again, the Most High has to come face to face and let Israel know who's the man. Keep going.
43, and Moses and Aaron came before the tabernacle of the congregation. 44, and the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, 45, get you up from among this congregation, and that I may consume them as in a moment.
See? We don't learn. How many times we got to come face to face with extinction? Face to face with extinction before we learn. I pray this right now is the last time. I pray.
It may be a little bit off sloppy, but it kind of reminds me of how people just love the oppressor.
Yeah, unfortunately. Keep going.
And they fell upon their faces. 46. And Moses said unto Aaron, take a censer and put fire therein from off the altar, and put on incense, and go quickly into the congregation, and make an atonement for them. For there is a wrath gone out from the Lord. The plague is begun.
So I misspoke before. The Most High didn't kill none of them. I was speaking of this incident right here. That time before, he told we were forced to wander in the wilderness until everybody dies. That everybody of a certain age dies out, and then we can go into the promised land. Flowing with milk and honey. This is the time where he started killing people. He's like, you know what? Move, get back. I'm about to kill all these folks. So, like you said, the plague had begun. He started killing people, and he was like, Aaron, quick, light the censer and make an atonement, and go stand in front, where the plague is coming. Keep going.
47, and Aaron took as Moses commanded, and ran into the midst of the congregation, and behold, the plague was begun among the people, and he put on incense and made an atonement for the people.
You fake Israelite groups, you better pray. And I know Commander General YAHANNA would do it. He would put his life on the line for his brothers. He would put his life on the line for his brothers and actually have and he would put his life on the line for his brothers so that we will have life. And he's doing that every day. He's doing that every day so that he's pushing out this truth so that we won't have to be in this predicament right here. Keep going.
48, and he stood between the dead and the living, and the plague was stayed. 49, now that they died in the plague were 14,700, beside them that died about the matter of Korah. 50, and Aaron returned unto Moses unto the door of the tabernacle of the congregation, and the plague was stayed. Numbers 7, chapter 17, verse.
Hold on. Read that. One second. So lucky. Brock, I just sent you something. Put that in the chat. If you could, Brock, Sean. Yeah. Read 49 one more time. Read 48 one more time, Brock, Sean.
Numbers chapter 16, verse 48. And he stood between the dead and the living.
So the Most High was killing Israel. He said, "Get back," and he didn't wait. He was like, "Get back. If you went away, everybody's dying." So he started killing. He sent an angel and started killing Israel. Keep going.
And the plague was stayed.
And he stayed. He went in between the ones that were already dead and the ones that are living with the censer, just like the way Moses commanded. To give an atonement. Keep going.
49. Now that they died in the plague were 14,700.
14,700 people were killed during that short time when Aaron, had to light the censer and go around in between the living and the dead. That's how many people died. Keep going.
Beside them that died about the matter of Korah.
Aside from, Korah and his people. Keep going.
50. And Aaron returned unto Moses, unto the door of the tabernacle of the congregation, and the plague was stayed.
So plague was over at that time. So if any fake groups saying Commander General YAHANNA or the I.S.U.P.K is the only group that has, was the only camp that has the truth, according to this, that is true. Most High only deals with one man. You're not in the I.S.U.P.K. You're not with the home of the truth. You're not in the truth. No matter if you're following the law, statutes, and commandments, you're still not in the truth. You need to be in the I.S.U.P.K. And you don't even have to get in all black. You don't have to become a trooper. You don't have to become an officer. You can just be a student. If you ain't about that war life, you ain't about that warfare, so be it. So be it. But you have to be in this body in order to be in this truth. If you're not in this body, you are not in the truth. And that's according to the scripture. Not according to my words. Didn't they just ask Moses? Didn't they just tell him he's not the only one that could be holy? Ain't we all holy? Isn't that what happened? What happened to them? They all died. If you in one of these fake Israelite groups, you need to get away from these fake Israelite groups and come to the I.S.U.P.K. Anybody even have any questions, last comments before I pass it on? All right, with that, I pass the class on to Trooper Barrage.
Security announcements. We the I.S.U.P.K out of 1 West 125th Street out of Harlem, New York, under Commander General YAHANNA. New rules for brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They're to be saluted only. They're here to shed themselves of the word. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother or sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother or sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes was a commandment. You can find this in the book of Numbers, chapter 18, verse 21, and the book of Malachi, chapter 3, verse 8 through 10. Means tenth in Hebrew, and it's pronounced ma'ashara. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. You give to the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like to give. The upcoming Holy Convocation is the Lord's 52nd annual Passover that'll be held in Houston, Texas this year on April 24th as well. We also have the Slaughter of the Lamb being held in Houston, Texas, April 22nd. April 22nd of this year. Your Passover fund and arrangements, transportation. The Passover for everyone who is 17 and above is going to be a $200 fee. You want to make sure you take care of your Passover fund first, and then as well handling your transportation and living situations as well. If there's any comments or concerns or questions, you just want to make sure you stay in close contact with the camp leader over your city or over your school. As well regarding the slaughter of the lamb, I believe what was the thing with the lamb on the pricing and stuff like that. Not the pricing, but if it was available to kill a lamb or something like that.
Yeah, they're gonna have plenty of lamb to slaughter. All you gotta do is find a way to get it back. If you're not from Texas, it's gonna be I'm not sure of the travel arrangements of flying, how to handle something like that. But get with your airlines and see if you can bring back meat like that,
right.
Or if you can have it shipped to you. That's a whole nother deal. You would have to take care of that on your own. That's not provided by the ranch. The ranch will butcher it, will slaughter it, butcher it, chop it up into pieces the way you want it. But in order to get it transported back, that's all on you.
Right.
Are they gonna wrap it up, package it in the proper way, seal it and everything?
They're gonna package it because they're a butcher, you know.
Okay.
So they're gonna package it the way. But as far as transporting it, you know, keeping it on ice or having it, whatever, that's all on you. Or if you want to do that.
As well, tonight is Monday night. Commander General YAHANNA Black Watch. You want to make sure that you like, share, subscribe to this to the channel. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel. It begins at 9 o'clock. It's from 9 p.m. Eastern Time to 11 p.m. Eastern Time. Once again, just like, share, and subscribe to the stream. With that, remind Akim and Abwavian to check on the social media such as ISUPK.com, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and so on for I.S.U.P.K events and materials. If her brother wants to be a trooper in the school, you should start wearing all black, which includes black boots, black shirts, black pants, black headband, and a scarf. With that, I say Amaju, which means to stand. Men of Israel, we'll give one courtesy salute to the teacher. Men of Israel, Abadi Shabbat, Amajim, Barak, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua Barakatah.
Yahweh Hashem Yahushua Barakatah.
Yazmatah. Class dismissed.
The Lord loved us so much that in our poverty, in our hell, I'm going to come and deliver the broken, destroyed, messed up, poor, impoverished people. I'm going to.
Yo niggas ain't tough. Yo niggas ain't tough.
Hey, Shalom, Israel. Yahweh Bashim Yahushua Barakatah. Yahweh Shema Alatah Bashim Yahushua to all the sisters, man. Listen, it's Captain 13,000, a card of a rhyme, checking in with the Israelite School of UPK under Commander General YAHANNA.
And you know we not no cowards. Oh, you on that?
Listen, man, this year's 52nd annual Passover. Hold on, I'm gonna say it one more time. This year's 52nd annual Passover under Commander General YAHANNA under the I.S.U.P.K. Couldn't do it last year. Y'all already know the Lord had his foot on our oppressor's neck.
Here in New York City, there are roughly 1,000 cases a day. Those are numbers they haven't seen since May.
Can't do it in New York this year because the Lord still got his foot on our oppressor's neck.
New York, the center of the outbreak this spring, is now teetering on another deadly explosion of the virus.
But listen to me good. This year, 52nd annual Passover, April 24th, 2021. You understand? It's gonna be in H-Town, baby.
It's gonna be at the B&H Ranch, 14149 Players Street, Houston, Texas.
Y'all know what we do. Y'all know what we came to do. Huh?
2021, I.S.U.P.K, 52nd annual Passover. All the generals gonna be there. All the heavy hitters gonna be there. The daughters of Zion gonna step out with their beautiful long dresses, you understand? Strong on deck. That One West style music on deck. 52nd annual Passover.
B&H Ranch, 14149 Players Street, Houston, Texas.
Get with it to get lost, man.
Got it out the mud, straight up out the base. The world done made me crazy. The world done turned crazy. You dealing with the men of war. We at war. I'm siding with the Lord of